Hello, everyone. This is Topadoes Media Junkies coming at it again.
What's up, everyone? It's JJ here.
And Charlie.
How are we doing today?
How is everyone doing on this fine, fine day?
Welcome to episode 9.
Jesus.
We're moving on.
Main episode 9.
Yes, we have some special episodes, but we don't count those. We don't count them in the numbers. Are they numbered?
No, you're right. They're not numbered.
Yeah, so episode 9.
Speaking of episodes, make sure you check out all the little ones we're putting up.
Yeah, we actually just had a couple. We watched the first Moon Knight episode.
We also watched the first episode of Halo.
Yep.
And later tonight,
we're going to go see Morbius.
Should be great.
Yeah, it'll be amazing. So, we have a few things to say about all of those, and
make sure you go and check them out.
Yeah.
Because we're not telling you here.
No, we're not.
You gotta go check out there.
Not a single drop.
Nope.
Not a nugget. So,
I will say a few are one of them may be better than the other, but you know.
Yep. We have yet to see Morbius yet, so.
Oh, come on! You think that could take?
That's already gonna be like what? A 10 out of 10.
Top spot.
Top Marvel movie ever, right? Right?
Sony.
Right?
Sony movie. Yeah.
Sorry, Sony.
Sony.
Why do I always fuck that up?
I don't know.
I'm so confused by these.
Sony, Marvel.
Is it in the Marvel universe?
You don't
or
have to
no?
worry about Fox anymore. It's in association with Marvel.
I'm sorry. What?
It's a Sony Spider-Man cinematic universe in association with Marvel. Get it right, JJ. It's not that hard.
Okay. So yeah, we'll be seeing that tonight. You'll see that episode up. That's it for that.
We'll have a few things later on today, or in this podcast, talking about PlayStation Plus. We're going to be talking about a bunch of games got delayed because you know, games, we just can't have nice things. I mean, it's actually kind of good.
We just can't have nice things right now.
Yeah, and it's kind of good because we're getting a lot of other nice things right now.
I was gonna say, and that's kind of a lie because we already have a few nice things. So
we'll save that. We'll have a few other things this episode. But first, I think we might as well just start about what we've been playing.
As usual,
yeah,
what are we playing? What are we doing? What are we watching?
Because always up to something.
Is life.
I managed to finally start playing the Ghostwire Tokyo.
Okay. And what do you think about that?
Yeah, because we were talking about this the other day, that it's just been all over the shop.
Yeah, I want to know what you think.
I like it so far. Is it anything special? Yes, no.
I thought you were gonna set me up there for a yes.
Gameplay wise, it's just your classic. It is open world.
Okay.
It's your classic go around collectathon. You can collect this. You do these side quests, this and that. Very standard.
Okay.
But I do like the style and the art of it. It's very like supernatural, yokai / Japan, modern Japan. Everyone kind of got disappeared, so you got to try to figure out what's going on. Supernatural. I do like that, and I like the art style they went with it. It's one of those solid 7s out of 10.
So what's bringing it down? Is it mechanics?
It's just the same. Like it's like a Far Cry. You're gonna be running around doing the same thing for a while.
Okay.
Story's okay. There's nothing been entirely like gripping about. Like it's gotta go find my sister. This crazy guy and his goons took it. Which I'm gonna guess there was the main guy and 3 little underlings. So I'm gonna guess there's the final boss and 3 mini bosses throughout the game. Classic. It's a setup for a cookie cutter game, but the style is where
how does the combat work?
It's weird. You do different like spells. In the beginning, you're taken over by another spirit.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't gotten too far into finding out about him, but his name's KK. Just 2 Ks.
Okay, interesting.
And you get different abilities as you go through, and it's stuff like you get different elements. There's wind, fire, and water so far that I've gotten. Wind is kind of you just like shoot little wind gusts out of your fingers. It's like little bang, 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 quick little shots. And you can hold it to like charge up and then shoot multiple. Then there's fire, which you throw one really strong bolt out that either pierces enemies when you upgrade it and it's a really strong hit.
Mm-hmm.
Or you charge it and it explodes and hits multiple people.
Okay.
Or water is like a one blade. It's like a close range, almost like a shotgun. Comes out like a slice of water. And if you charge it, it increases the size of the blade and it shoots it out.
Okay.
So it's like finger guns, which is kind of funny because when you run out of the magic, you look at the back of your palm and it's got like an ammo counter on the back of your palm, it looks very weird. I'm like, what? But combat's okay. There's no real dodging in it.
Okay.
Like there's no like dark rolls like dash or like a quick little. So it's a lot of like backpedaling and blocking.
Okay. Do you have a block mechanic?
Yeah, there is a block button you hold down, and it's like you bring up like a invisible, like a spirit shield, I guess.
Okay.
Because basically the plot is the city's all of a sudden you wake up from being in a car accident, and some spirits inside your body, and everyone else is disappearing, and their spirits are like floating up in the sky because of some white mist. So you're like, huh, this is weird. Better go check on my sister. And then the main bad guy takes your sister, and it's a classic. Oh, better go get my sister back from the main bad guy.
Okay.
Very simple, very cookie cutter, but I like it so far. It's very... The audio starts off in Japanese, and it feels like you're watching or playing an anime or old school or like a Japanese movie or something like that.
I mean, that's kind of a plus,
and
right?
I like that aesthetic.
Yeah.
It's very anime-esque.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for anime. If you like anime and like culty stuff, I think you'll like it. I've gotten a good amount in so far, nothing too crazy. But it's a lot of the classic, like, you cleanse a Torii gate to reveal the map and show where all the side missions and collectibles and stuff are.
Okay.
You collect spirits from that are just floating in the air, and you collect them into little dolls. You can use those spirits to power up yourself. Very simple stuff.
Yeah, so nothing new here
Yeah.
in terms of gameplay.
Yeah.
We've seen it before.
Yeah, but it's fun enough where I have no problem continue playing it.
Got you. Nothing's stopping you from playing more.
Nothing me playing it and being like, man, this is boring, or man, I don't like this mechanic. I'm not having any problems.
How do the enemies feel?
So far, there's like a few enemies that I run into. There's people with umbrellas. They're just kind of your basic run up and punch you. You can use their umbrellas to block you.
Okay.
There's spirits of headless schoolgirls. Yep. Japan.
Okay.
They shoot out like magic fireballs. There's ones that are like in actual schoolgirl outfits that like try to run up, and they're very like jumping around melee and like shoot melee beams at you. Then there's variations of that, so like there's stronger umbrella people. There's schoolgirls in black schoolgirl outfits.
Ooh.
That have more power. And then I ran into where in the world is Carmen Sandiego
What?
with giant scissors.
Okay.
So she looks just like her, but in all white instead, and she's running around with big old scissors.
Okay. All right.
Beat my ass. But it's a lot of the side missions. There's no real people, so it feels a little empty. But it's supposed to feel that way. It's kind of supposed to feel.
It is empty.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a lot of like all the side quests are done through spirits. They're just like blue, wiggly spirit things that just like, hey, I can't move on until you do this for me.
Really quick.
Mhm.
So we know he's looking for his sister, right? Does he give a fuck about anyone else?
Kind of like.
Is he not like?
One thing
where is everyone else?
No, because the KK explains, like, oh, everyone who's entering this fog is getting their spirits taken away.
I see.
So you kind of know what's going on, but like, and the dialogue back and forth between K and K, that's where you're gonna get most of your dialogue in it. And I do like their back and forth. Like, you go into a convenience store to buy like something from a cat, because cats are the merchants. They're neckos.
Okay.
And like he'll be like, oh, buy me some smokes, and the main guy will be like, why? He's like, I haven't had a smoke since I've been alive. Get me a smoke. He's like, too damn bad. No.
Goddamn
Kaji. Just a little bit of back and forth between them I like. I'm gonna play through it. It's a good enough game. I paid for it also, so you damn well I'm gonna get my money's worth.
We're not at that point where we're getting review copies yet.
No. But I will say it's a solid 7 out of 10 so far. Like, nothing special, but but the problem is with all the great stuff that's come out open world.
Yeah, it kind of
feels
Horizon,
a little lacking. Dying Light. If none of those other games, Elden Ring is really your style, and you like Japanese culture and like occult stuff, this one's good, but there's a lot of other options out right now, which is unfortunate.
Which, like, this would not be your main buying point.
Like, if I had to pick one of them, it would be above Dying Light, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. It's around that level of Dying Light.
Okay.
Too.
And that's also considering, since you really like Japanese culture.
Yeah.
If you didn't, you'd
yeah.
be a little
It'd be a little
put off.
Pressed, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're selling for everyone in open world right now. It seems like they're going real hard in open world in this first 2 months of 2022.
Crazy.
Or 3 months, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so...
That's what I've been up to with mostly that. Once again, Deeper Up Galactic every once in a while. Elden Ring, as everyone is.
Everyone's still playing Elden Ring. You can force content out of that and not even feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Just change up
You want to talk about getting your money's worth.
Yeah, you want to talk about getting your money's worth? Elden Ring's where it's at for money's worth.
Yeah. But we've also been playing.
We've been playing Borderlands. Or Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And So we started playing that together. We're putting together a Let's Play. We are playing it together and recording it. It's just gonna take us a minute.
Yeah, trying to figure out if we want to how we want to cut it together.
Yeah.
Because we've been playing late at night, but it's also a little weird.
Right. So
it's been a hard one to kind of like...
Reiterating, we're just two dudes playing games, full-time jobs, trying to make this work, and we will definitely get to editing it. We will record all of it for sure.
Yeah, unfortunately, my laptop decided to shit the bed last night. When I finally transferred all of my video and audio to the laptop, it just died.
And we have a good 4 or 5 hours in.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, and I have all the footage of the game still. It's just, we are also trying to make video podcasts, these podcasts and videos.
We got a lot going on. So
that's on hold because of that too, but regardless, keep it. We've been playing Tiny Tina.
We've been playing it, and we're going to play through the whole thing. We're not going to stop.
Yeah, what have you thought about it so far?
So I have some
Mixed
things.
bags?
It's a mixed bag because I like the style they're going for. I think it's a unique approach to a Borderlands game, but there are some things that I like about Borderlands that are not in it right now.
And there's some decisions that I would have done differently as well.
Right.
This.
So the main thing
What about
for
you
me
first, yeah?
is that I like the character creation a lot. I
Very
think
good,
that
yeah.
was a really cool start to the game. They present you with a character sheet, which makes so much sense. I like the way that you there's a lot of options. They even have
Customization options.
pronouns too, that if you
Yeah.
didn't see that, they, them, him, her, like there's other options if you want it, which is kind of nice. And there's just a lot of customization I did not expect, especially when you go through the game, which threw me for a loop for a second. It's not armor that you're getting that you unlock.
It's just cosmetic items.
It's
that
cosmetic items
increase
like
your
different hair,
different armor patterns,
different armor patterns,
colors,
So-
tattoo colors,
right.
banner stuff.
so you get more creation stuff as you go on, which is kind of cool. And that's sort of not new to Borderlands, but they're doing it a different way. If that makes any sense to you. The biggest issue I think I have with it, which is kind of odd because I understand that they're going for a certain style here, but the biggest thing for me is I like the Borderlands open worldness normally,
Yeah.
right? Where
That's what I was
you're
gonna
in
say.
between areas where
You're going area to area.
going to area. Normally you have
Just the
a
wall.
large
and you go through
open
and-
place to run around in. This is set up like you're playing on a game board. They give you figurines, and when
the
you're
overworld.
yeah, so they call it the overworld, and it is basically you on a game board
running around.
running around, doing certain things, almost like a Pokemon game.
Well, what this reminded me of big time, old school Final Fantasy VII. You go into cities and stuff, and then you go to the overworld, where then you run to the next city, and you got to click X on the area, and you go into the place. It's exactly like that.
Yeah, and you know,
but a little more restrictive, feeling. There's not
it
as
is
much...
restrictive, and there are some missions that you do in the overworld, but they're really nothing more than
you punch a wall and get a resource
yeah,
item.
and they'll bring you to different like hub areas because basically it's encounters. Everything that you go into is an encounter.
Except there's like maybe like a few main areas which
Right.
have a gate.
There's a few main areas
which
that
is like
you go
your,
into.
which is even worse because it gives you that reminder of, oh, I like this.
Mm-hmm.
I wish all of the game was big open like
Right.
this.
But that being said, when I'm on the game board, I think they do a really good job of pacing Tiny Tina's voiceover for her playing the game.
As a
It's
board
like
game,
a
yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons, but that's not what they call it.
Bunkers and badasses.
Bunkers and Badasses, right. So she is the, what do they call it? Something
the
master?
DM. The dungeon
the
master.
the DM, but she
The
calls
bunker
it
master.
something like that, Bunker Master. So she's guiding you through it, as you would.
So there's a lot of cool little things like, oh, there's a cheese doodle on the board.
And
it's a meteor.
Right. You could see like some things were not meant. They're going different ways than she wanted them to, but then
Yeah.
she rolls with it.
Yeah.
And I think she does a great job.
Yeah,
I've always
everyone
liked
loves
Tiny Tina
Everyone
as
loves
a
Tiny Tina.
character. The voice actress is amazing. She's so good at playing that character, and I think it lends more to the
It
game.
gives more enjoyment to that open world top.
Right.
The
And even
overworld.
honestly, the other characters that they have, Andy Sandberg, right, playing one of the main characters, Wanda Sykes,
The robot.
all of their lines I think have been pretty good.
Yeah, nothing terrible.
They're always good actors,
Mhm.
but I think it somehow fits into the Borderlands universe?
For me, I feel pretty much the same as you with the overworld. The encounters, I liked them at first, like classic or more modern Pokemon style. You get a person that pops up on the board, runs up to you, and you get into a battle. Then it'll bring you to a little map where it's like a battle arena.
Mm-hmm.
Kill all the enemies, kill loot, and then you're done with the encounter. The problem is a lot of those arenas are the same exact arena.
Yeah.
So once you get into 4 or 5 fights, it's like it's the same area with the same type of enemies.
Mm-hmm.
You can smack them in the overworld and avoid the fight, but if you get touched or like if you go to one of the
Or if you're
camps,
looking to level up.
yeah, or if you're trying to do something and you're not paying attention, you get touched.
Trying to grind
it's
a
just
little bit.
a little repetitive, and have the most fun when we go into the like sections where it's like a city or like a big open area.
Yeah.
Which I just wish the more of the game was like that, not these encounters.
Mm-hmm.
Because at first I liked the encounters. I was like, oh, cool, a little more to do, but
Not really much.
They don't. If it was like a randomly generated,
And they're not even puzzles inside the encounters.
yeah, it's just kill all the enemies.
Kill the enemies and the encounter's over. Which, I like some of the enemies.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool. And I like the guns. I like the change up of there's no
The
grenades.
gameplay is good.
It is
spells
now
now.
spells, and I'm actually enjoying that.
There's a good variety of them,
I think
too.
that's pretty
like,
cool.
There's the meteor, the triple shot,
Mhm.
quake, summon birds.
And it's essentially working the same way as a grenade would, but they have a lot more to work with
And
there
more
because
variety.
they're spells. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's variety there. And it works really well for the actual game itself
Yeah.
and what they're trying to accomplish here. The guns are all right. I haven't really found one.
I found a few that I like, but then like other ones I'm like,
nothing
eh.
crazy.
Yeah, nothing I've loved yet.
But we're kind of early on still in the
Yeah.
game, so nothing that we should be finding that's overpowered yet.
Yeah, story's pretty good. Nothing special. The villains, your cookie cutter villain. I'm the evil
Will
dragon.
Arnett,
I'm the evil dragon
Who does
lord.
the voice of Lego Batman.
Yeah.
And you probably remember him from, what was the show? Arrested Development,
Yep.
right? Yeah. So he's great, honestly. I
Yeah,
like
his
him as the
character
villain.
himself isn't that interesting, but as obvious, when a voice actor is really good, they can elevate the material.
If it wasn't him, I think the villain would be a little lacking. But
Yeah.
because of
his charisma.
what is the word? The way that he is nonchalant about being evil
Yeah.
is, I always find a funny take on it.
Yeah.
And he does it really well.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't him, the character would probably be a little bit lacking.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. If you guys hear rain, sorry, it started downpouring, but hopefully we could squidge this out in post. You know,
Magic of editing.
work out some magic.
So you might or might not hear it. So
Back to what we're talking about, though.
moving on.
Tiny Tina's Wonderland. The boss, bad guy, villain.
Yes.
Like you said, if it was someone else, it probably wouldn't have been as good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think they're ever going to get a villain quite as good as Handsome Jack. But
It's kind of hard to follow it up in
Yeah,
any of their
yeah,
games.
his
to be
charisma.
honest.
This one's better. I like this villain. It's almost a little sad to say, better than the twins.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know.
Well, we haven't seen enough of him
Yeah.
to really.
Yeah, we're still pretty decently in. We got to like the main hub area where we can like switch our clothes and like.
I wouldn't even say decently, and we have 5 hours of it, maybe.
Maybe this is a 10-hour game.
Maybe if it was,
We're
then
halfway done.
Then we're halfway done, and we're very decently in it. But I don't know, so we'll see.
I doubt it though because we did just get the hub.
Yeah. So
Yeah, this was a full price game, so I don't know. As of right now, it's not feeling like a full price game. It's feeling like super big DLC / standalone DLC.
I'll have to finish it to really see
Get
how I
good.
feel about the full pricing.
Who
of it.
knows? Maybe it'll just all
It
of a
might
sudden be
pick up.
amazing.
It might pick up. I do like the gameplay of it.
Yeah,
Like actually shooting feels
and the
good.
magic and whatnot.
Magic is cool. So yeah, it's cool so far.
Yeah, and that's pretty much all we've been up to. I don't know if you've been watching anything else or doing anything else.
Out of the ordinary of what I usually do. No.
Yeah, like we talked about it.
Doing Elden Ring, Triangle Strategy,
Oh yeah,
Gran
Triangle
Turismo.
Strategy. How's those going? And how's Gran Turismo?
All of it pretty good. I know I don't really remember the specifics, but I know that some of the things for the Gran Turismo controversies that we talked about
Last episode.
they've been talking about reverting some of the things, like
Talking about reverting it,
Mhm.
not reverting it.
right.
See,
Well, they
that's
did.
one extra word I wanted to hear.
They did a couple of things.
Okay.
One, they gave anyone who had the game during that 30-hour period 1 million credits, which sounds like a lot. It's really not.
Hmm.
For some of the top cars, it's not comparatively a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
For me, since I'm still kind of like in the middle of the game, it's been useful for the tune-ups for the cars, the stuff that you buy, for souping your car up a little bit.
Okay.
I don't really have to worry about, do I have the money for this? Why, yes, I do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been kind of nice. I'm not looking to spend it on a car. I'm more of spending it on jacking up my cars, and that's kind of nice. And I know that they said that they were gonna kind of revamp some of the pricing of the payouts.
I hope so.
They're gonna have some events that
hopefully they increase it back to where it was or not above.
Yeah, I hope they don't screw us over a second time for a different reason.
Come on. Do they seem like the kind of people who would care about money and screw you over?
I don't know.
It's not like they did anything bad when the game first came out.
The problem is I'm enjoying the game.
All right. At least you're enjoying the game.
Yeah, I'm liking it a lot. Playing and driving feels really good.
Is the triangle strategy still holding your attention?
Yeah, that game is definitely holding my attention. In terms of the SRPGs, it's definitely quality.
SRPGs?
Yeah,
JRPGs?
strategy.
Oh, strategy-based games.
Mm-hmm. It's good. I don't think... If you're not into those games, you're not gonna really enjoy this one. You know what you're getting into when you get into one of those strategy games. So, if you're a fan of Fire Emblem, you like Final Fantasy Tactics, I'd say give Triangle Strategy a try, because it's pretty much the same, but a little bit different. That's what I can really say on that so far, because I haven't finished it, so I don't know how the story turns out or anything like that.
I still gotta grab that myself. I haven't played my Switch too much since forever ago.
Ooh, also, I have played the new tracks that came out for Mario Kart. The first wave came out.
Oh, that's right. I forgot those came out.
Yeah, and it's amazing.
You enjoying them?
I love it so much. Because what they did was... So here's the thing. There were 2 Grand Prix, right?
Mm-hmm.
That they released. So 4 maps in each. One of those maps is a brand new map. So 3 of them are...
Is it a brand new map, or is it the...
Brand new.
Or is it from the tour game?
I'm fairly certain that it is new, because when it comes up, normally...
You want to put your budding career on the line and say it's new?
I'll say 90%, I'm sure, because now you're questioning me. But any other time that you played a different course, it would tell you N64 or GameCube or something like that. When these ones came on, it didn't have any of that.
It didn't say tour anywhere in the name?
No, it didn't say anything.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that they were brand new. I don't remember playing these maps.
So it was these are new too, I'm assuming.
I'm fairly certain that I've played all of the Mario Karts.
He's fairly assumingly sure.
I'm fairly assumingly sure. Quote me on that. That
these are new tracks.
There was one of each had a brand new course, right?
Okay.
And so I was kind of right about the new old tracks, the ones that they revamped.
Mm-hmm.
Most of it is exactly the same that I remember of it, but each one had a tiny little part that they tweaked out and gave you the glider.
Okay.
Like for my favorite map, almost I think in all the Mario Karts, the Choco Mountain.
What system's from?
N64.
There you go. Okay.
It's the one with the big boulders coming down.
Yeah.
So right at the end, instead of having that bridge that comes up leading to the finish line, it's like the bridge has been knocked down, so you use the glider to go over that spot. So it's just a little tiny bit of tweak.
Just a little something for that.
So it's good. I really, especially now going back and playing Mario Kart, and then there's a whole new tab for the new maps that are coming out, and you just have the first 2, and you can see how many they're going to give you, because they show you how many are going to be coming out, but they don't give any information of them. It's actually got me kind of excited for the new courses, because
the next one coming out.
I am really enjoying
and you
these
just keep
ones.
enjoying it.
Yeah, I love Mario Kart. It's one of those things that you can just throw on with your friends, play pretty much any time.
Without a doubt.
And even though you play the same tracks over and over and over, you'd never usually get sick of it.
And there's
but
going to be
having
so many
a
tracks
new
now.
track, or 8 new tracks, is amazing.
And when you have all of them, it'll be just, you have so many to choose from.
I'm pretty excited. As, you know, I've said, Mario Kart, one of my favorite games, so.
You said Triangle's been good?
Yeah. Triangle's good. We just talked about that.
I know, but should I buy it?
Should you buy it? Do you like Fire Emblem?
Yes.
Do you like Final Fantasy Tactics?
Yes.
Do you like Square Enix?
Do I also like it playing 76 games at once?
Yes.
Does it take a lot of attention? Like, you gotta like sit down and.
That's kind of a
Time and
loaded
attention.
question because you can put more attention into it
Well,
if you want to.
I'm
Do
gonna
you
put
care
the proper.
about these
I'm gonna
people,
put the proper
or do you just
attention
want
to
the
it.
gameplay?
I'm not a savage. I don't skip things.
Then there's a lot of talking.
Okay.
There is quite a bit of talking.
So it is a time sink.
So it is a time sink. If you really want to pay attention, if you want to make the good decisions, you are going to have to pay attention.
All right.
But it's good so far, and I like the way that the decisions are leading you. I just made a decision earlier where I could see where the replayability comes in because you make a decision and you go to one place where you could have gone to another place and had a whole different thing happen. And I've completely missed all of that because I chose the one path.
Okay.
So there is a lot of replayability, especially if you want to just head on into a New Game Plus instead of...
Go on in.
Yeah.
Join us.
So there's that, which is kind of nice.
All right, I'll probably grab that. But
It does incentivize you to go back and play it again if you want to.
During those nice mid-year months, I might run in and grab that then.
Yeah,
I
definitely
the
think
lull time.
I know somebody had completed it in 40 hours.
Okay, so it's not
Around
like one of
that.
those 100-hour games.
No, I don't think so. For me, Fire Emblem took around, especially sinking a lot of time. It was maybe like an 80-hour kind of thing.
Okay.
But I also spent a lot of time
doing
kind of
side stuff. And
yeah, side stuff, messing around, leveling up, and
screwing around.
yeah.
Can you level up?
Yeah.
Like, is there like just side missions you can do and leveling people up, or is it like?
So basically, there are these mock battles that you can do where you can throw your characters into there and just kind of turn them out.
XP.
Yeah, you get
Okay,
XP from it.
okay.
That's how I was actually earlier today,
Okay.
getting some of my characters up to par,
'Cause
doing that.
I'm a sucker and I love just getting stronger so I can like fight things.
You could totally do that if you wanted
Okay,
to.
because there's certain games like XCOM you can't really do
And
that. There's like a timer.
There's an XP system that can be kind of exploited, where
Don't you tell me about this.
not a bad exploit, just like let's say you had a character that was really underleveled and you wanted to get them up to par quickly, right? The amount of XP you get you'll get a multiplier depending on how low you are comparative to the enemies.
Oh, okay, that's not really an XP.
So,
okay.
yeah, but you can exploit that by doing, because certain actions give you more XP than others. So there's a way to kind of
Get
finagle
giant.
the system and just bump not to the point where you're going to be a beast over level, but it will get your character up to speed much quicker without having to grind multiple
So
times.
if you're lazy and you like to cheat, is what I'm
Yes.
hearing.
But without it going overboard, because once you hit that level where everyone else is at, you can't exploit it anymore. It's just getting your characters up to speed.
Okay, so it's not terrible.
Yeah, it's not like I kind of like that they did that. You don't have to continually.
You like that? You like that they did that? Don't
I
you?
like that they let me cheat. Okay,
you didn't do it. I'm sure, right? You haven't done it at all.
No, I actually haven't yet. I just know that it's there.
Can't help but notice you put the word "yet" in there.
Yeah, yet. Because there might be some characters later on that I find that are not at the level, and I might use this.
Fucking disgusting. All right.
But yeah, that's what I've been up to. Nothing crazy. Still kind of the same stuff.
All right. So we'll move on then, and we'll talk about delays.
Hit me with it.
It's been a lot.
Just do it. Hit me now.
So we talked already about Forspoken.
Mm-hmm.
Got delayed to my birthday. What? October 11th. The Sons of the Forest got delayed.
Man.
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed about that. No, I am, but I'm not. We saw it coming.
Even worse.
You saw it coming.
It got, I called this. I don't know if it was on the last podcast or if we were just talking, but I called this shit last week.
Mm-hmm.
Last week, and I said so.
Yep.
I made sure to text you the moment it happened. But the biggest problem with that being delayed is it gets delayed for the
console release?
Yeah, the PC release is delayed, which means the console release got delayed even more.
Right.
So it's even further away now. So that's a big bit of a bummer.
Yeah. They haven't said anything about doing a console release of the game.
Better.
But we know that they're most likely going to. There's no reason for them not to, really.
You better.
You better
The
put that on
PS5 and Xbox Series X and S are strong enough.
Mm-hmm.
Do it. Don't you screw me on this.
It'll be fine.
I bought your game. I played that game a lot. Don't you screw me.
The first Forest is amazing. One of the best survival horror games out there, I think.
I agree.
So,
it was so much fun. It's one of the scariest survival horror games.
Hell yeah.
And then for another one for the pile, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 got delayed till 2023, I believe.
When was it supposed to come out? End of this year?
Yeah, there was rumor. There was it was supposed to come out this year. They never gave like a month for it. It was just like 2022, and then they're like,
maybe not.
And I'm gonna go ahead and say it now because I said it for the other ones. I bet God of War is gonna get delayed also.
Almost guaranteed.
As much as I hate to say it, even just for the fact of even if they don't want to compete with Elden Ring for Game of the Year, because that's the only game that might push it off its throne, which I don't even think would happen then. They could just be like, well, we'll fight Breath of the Wild next year.
The fact that there hasn't even been any hype about it yet.
There's been a ton.
No, but I mean from Sony.
That's because they're probably waiting for a big show. They haven't had any big showcases
I know.
yet.
They're waiting.
They could drop in June, like the showcase. Oh, no, is it showcase? Yeah, showcase.
If they showcase it in June, I think there's more of a chance of it coming out this year. Yeah. If we don't see anything in June, I don't think so.
Yeah. And the thing that I am sad about, which it hasn't been said yet, but it's feeling like they're going to delay my VR2.
Oh, the
early
PSVR
next year.
2?
I don't want to believe it. I'd rather that come out than God of War. I want my PSVR 2, but it looks like that's going to get delayed also. Everything's getting delayed, which is kind of good because there's been so much shit, but still. All these delays, man.
It's sad.
I want my VR2. I want my...
I say it's sad, but it's sad in the moment now, but it's better for the game later.
I will say I'll never yell at people for delaying a game.
No. I would rather you keep pressing that snooze button.
And make it good.
Yeah.
Keep dreaming.
When you snooze something and still come up with a shitty game.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't happen as much, so
we'll
don't you put that out there. Don't you do that. Don't you scare me.
I'm still salty.
Which one?
Which one?
What salted
No
you?
Man's Sky? Oh, she was really hurt by No Man's Sky.
But it's good
Do
now.
you know how excited I was about that game?
I was very excited as well.
And then it was trash.
It was trash, but it's good now. Have you played it?
She's seen me play it.
She's got to play it.
I don't think
We'll
you
play it.
understand how she works. She's been hurt.
It's free. Everything was free, so they fixed it for free. You don't have to do anything. They even added stuff that they weren't even going to add in the original. They put underwater buildings. They put NPCs.
He doesn't get it.
I will get her to play. That's my goal.
She's not okay.
Everyone in this podcast that's listening to this right now, heed my words. I will get her to play.
We'll see. We'll see.
Even if I have to trick her to do it.
How are you gonna trick her? You're gonna start it up. She's gonna immediately know what it is.
I'll make a bet with her on something and win the bet, and that'll be the victory of the bet.
I could see this happening maybe a year down the line.
Oh no, it's going to happen. Well, no, because I'll put something that you're gonna definitely want. You're gonna be really hungry for pizza one day, and then guess what? If you win, all course meal pizza that you want, and if I win, you got to play an hour of No Man's Sky, and then that 1 hour is gonna hook her, and then she'll be back in.
And then you'll be dead before she can even play it.
No. Well, don't worry. We'll put a pin in this now. Back burner. We'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
Lost my train of thought. Oh, yes, delays. But yes, we don't like to think negatively here about delays and still being bad.
We don't like it.
And it won't happen anymore because developers know better now than to release garbage games.
Right? You know better now, right?
Yeah, they know. They know. But yeah, delay it as much as you need.
Please, take your time.
Yeah, take your time. There's other stuff coming out.
I'm not saying, delay for 2 years.
Even that. I mean, F it. If it comes out amazing, if you delay, put your time into it.
But here's the thing, though. If you're going to delay something far out, just say, hey, this is not happening. Yeah. It's going to come out eventually. We're going to go radio silent.
Yeah, we'll be gone. We'll give you once in a while. We'll let you know we're still working on it. Just hey, here's a screenshot or two. Still working on it.
But nothing about gameplay or anything.
Yeah, you don't need to keep showing stuff that's going to change.
Too many times they scrap huge things of the game, and everything that you've released is completely moot.
Yeah.
So.
And people quit busting their balls about it and asking to see stuff.
Yeah.
They'll get to it.
These guys, they work hard.
And it's weird times right now. People are working from home. It's just... It's delay time.
Was there anything else that got delayed that we know of?
Oh, I'm sure, but off the top of my head right now, I don't even want to think of delays.
I don't want to be there either.
It's just sad.
Yeah.
Let's move on. This hurts. All right, so we might as well talk about the big news.
The PlayStation Plus
restructuring.
Yeah. What do you think? What are your takes?
It's as I thought was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't expecting the 3-tier system. I know they said the rumors were out that it was going to be 3 tiers. I was hoping for just 2.
Yeah.
There's 3. I knew they first I'll explain the tier system, how much they cost, what they do, and then after that we'll talk about what they're definitely not going to be doing, which they came out and said during interviews that they're not going to do. There's 3 tier systems. The very first one is PlayStation Plus Essentials. It's what's PlayStation Plus right now. So you're gonna get the online. You're gonna get the a couple free games a month. It's gonna be $10 a month. Same exact thing it's always been.
Okay.
Nothing's changing. Then you get one bumped up, which is extra, PlayStation Plus Extra. It's gonna be a little more money. It's gonna be $14.99 for a month or $99 for the year. With that, they're gonna have a list of about 400 PS4 and PS5 games that you can play from. And they're going to release some more modern ones, like Returnal's going to be on there, so you don't need to buy it.
Actually did see that.
That's pretty awesome, because we're going to be playing the DLC. Definitely going to be streaming that. Making some YouTube videos on that. That'll be going up when the free DLC comes out, which it'll be out before you...
Well, I know the free patch is up now.
Oh, it's up now.
It's live, yeah.
I'll hold myself back. I won't play it yet until you're ready.
Yeah, wait till we're both ready to play it.
But we'll definitely be playing that.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have both Spider-Man games. They're gonna have the God of War game, stuff like that. They'll have on there day one.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're just gonna put stuff up occasionally. And then they'll tier up from there. That you can download the games or stream them. The PS4 and PS5 games, you can download them down or stream them via the whole PlayStation Plus-esque thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then the last tier is the premium. That one is going to cost $17.99 a month or $120 per the year. And the same price as Game Pass Ultimate for Xbox.
It is the same price?
Yes, the Ultimate version. Game Pass Ultimate.
Okay, not the regular Game Pass.
Yeah, not regular Game Pass.
Gotcha.
Game Pass Ultimate.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to come with all the other tiers, so like the streaming, the regular PlayStation Plus stuff. You can stream PS3 games.
So they're throwing
you still can't
PS
download.
Now onto the...
Yes, it'll be slightly different though, because you can stream the PS3 games, or you could download or stream PS2 and PS1 games. That's added also.
But you can't download the PS3?
Yeah, the way they made PS3 was like very funky back in the day. It was made with a whole different system than any other game,
so emulating them is...
Yeah, it's whatever reason they made it that way on purpose, so that way you couldn't make emulators and stuff, and it was harder. They probably could, but it's a real. I will say the format's probably a pain in the ass.
If Sony's having an issue with it,
yeah, they're just like fuck it, stream it. I'm sure like maybe down the road they might try to work on something if people complain enough about it or whatever. But PS3 will only be streamable right now.
Okay.
But the PS1 and PS2 games will be available. It's going to add another like 340 games with those 3 things. Oh, I'm sorry. It's the PS3, PS2, PS1, and PSP.
PSP
is going to be
playable on...
Yeah, it's not Vita games. It's PSP, the old school stuff. Yeah, that'll be playable on there.
Interesting.
You can download and stream. There is going to also be a version for countries that don't have access to like PlayStation Now. It's going to be slightly reduced price, and then just remove the PS version of the stuff. Like, for people who can't stream.
Slightly reduced price because and removed the PS Now stuff.
Yeah, because like the PlayStation 3 stuff that you can only stream, certain areas don't have that ability.
Got you.
So they're just going to cut that part out and like knock down the price a little bit.
Okay.
Now, all those are the US prices. Well, I'm trying to make this quick and run through it. If you guys want to know the full price, it's all right up on the PlayStation blog. It's all right up there.
So, what do you think about this?
Well, I'm a little torn. I assumed it was going to be this. I assumed it was just going to be mixing PlayStation Plus with PlayStation Now. They are adding some PS5 games, which is good, which I thought was needed.
Do you think that it rivals the Game Pass?
No, because they're not trying to do the full thing. There was the interview, and they talked about, I think it was Mark. No, forget who got interviewed. It was someone from Sony, and they talked about with the way their economy or their economics work in their game systems. First day, big titles won't go on there. It's just not in their business plan. They don't plan on putting the new God of War Ragnarok on there for day one. Other big first party games. It's just they're not looking to do that. So obviously, if you're paying the same price for PlayStation Plus Premium as Game Pass Ultimate still has the big games coming free to it. So
right. So kind of bold of them to put the same price up there without having the day one exclusive games on there.
Yeah. My biggest thing that'll tell me if it's worth it or not, though, is I need to see the list of games. They gave numbers like, 400 PS4 and PS5 games, and then 340 PS3, 2, 1, and PSP games, but they didn't give what games they are.
Right.
I will say like this, though, if they put Silver Star Story complete on that list, I will buy it to play that.
For that game
specifically. If they put just that one game, I'll buy it.
But, I'm sure you're not the only one that feels that way. Not for that game specifically, but there are some games that I know that I would love to go back and play that I know that aren't on there now.
I own Silver Star Story Complete.
Right.
And I wanted to play it, and I was going to stream it and or make videos and throw them up on YouTube for it. That would cut out a lot of the middleman of me trying to finagle stuff to record it, because it's a PS1 game.
Mm-hmm.
So there's Legends of the Dragoon. If they have just a couple select titles, I'll definitely at least do a year of it, test it.
Mm-hmm.
And there still might be some third-party games that come onto it day one. Like, the good sign was when Shadow Warrior came day one on Game Pass. Or it was PlayStation Plus, sorry. So I'm hoping... It is good that they're kind of just bringing everything together. It was kind of annoying to have PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now.
Yeah.
A little confusing with the wording and stuff. Just bundle it all together.
Yeah, a little weird.
They still should have just had a 2-tier system.
I think the 2-tier system would have been better.
Yeah, you got
either option A or option B.
Yeah, having the 3 is just a little bit like... I guess if you don't really care about the old stuff, you get the PS4, PS5 stuff, which is kind of cool, but I don't know.
I don't know, man. I really think that they should have kept the 2 tiers. Include everything that you're putting into the $17.99 into the...
Make it a $15.99 one, yeah. Like
$15.99, keep everything that you said in the 3rd tier, but put it in the 2nd tier, because you're not including day one exclusives, first party, on there.
So you keep it a little cheaper than Game Pass.
So you're already still getting the full revenue of a game when it comes out day one.
Yeah.
Right? So it just is a little...
They might, if things go bad, they'll probably this will be an upgrade for them. They'll be like, oh, guess what?
No one's buying tier 3.
For no extra cost, we're now doing day and day.
They could end up including that if they
this
wanted to. Will they?
This is a beginning point, so they could always work forward from here.
Mm-hmm.
It's good they're at least doing something to try to change things up a little bit, because they were getting smacked around by the Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
So I really just need... The major thing is I need to see the game list. I need to know what they plan on putting exactly in there. If it's going to be just basic stuff, or stuff nobody cares about, you might as well have not even done it.
And you said it was how much for the year? For the 3rd tier?
It's $120 a year.
$120 a year.
$17.99 a month if you do the monthly run of it.
I feel like for some people, that'd be quite a hefty...
Yeah, but it's the price of 2 games. Less than the price of 2 new games for the whole year of getting every one of those games. And who knows, it might not be day one, but who says it's not 6 months later that they put the new games on there. And it's good for little indie games. There's a ton of indie games that I want to play, but I don't want to spend the $24. It's always the 24. They add up, because I love indie games.
Yeah.
So if they start pumping indie games into that is enough to make me happy day and date for indie games.
If they pump the indie games in there, I think that'd be kind of nice.
Yeah, because that's what they're doing. The same thing with the Game Pass.
It'll beef it up a little bit.
Yeah.
It'll get the indie games a lot more
traction.
Traction, right?
Yeah.
So that could be really good for the indie game.
Yeah, it's doing great for
bubble,
Xbox. They're able to make it, and from what I've heard, any time that an indie game is made and put on Xbox Game Pass, it pretty much comes out in the black. No one they make their money back, so at least they know it's not going to be a failed venture. So
And
they're willing to do things and experiment on
right.
things.
And that's really great for a company to know, especially indie companies,
Yeah.
that they'll be okay.
Yeah, and they get to play it, and it's
As long as
like
your
look
game
at
died.
Deep Rock Galactic.
Yeah.
They went free on a bunch of systems, especially like the PlayStation. There was a huge boom in their thing.
Yeah.
There was memes. You got all kinds of good stuff, stories and stuff from it.
Rockin' Stone.
I was about to say, you know how when that first came out on the PlayStation for free, you know how much I heard Rockin' Stone? You couldn't get away from it.
I'll still randomly say it.
And it's just a good way to get into different companies and like let them show, and they don't have to be afraid of, oh, we might not make money, because if some indie game companies, if your game fails, that's it.
You're
a lot of places, they take the money they earned from that first game and put it into the next one.
Mm-hmm.
This is so much safety, so they can just do whatever they want, not have to be safe and like make a game that they think people will like. You know, they can make something that they love, and
it'll be nice for them. Is that all you want to talk about with the
Game Pass? I mean, it sucks that the PS3 games are once again still not downloadable.
Yeah, but
they could come out, and eventually, though, that could be a nice bit. Guess what, everyone? You can download your PS3 games now. Boom.
I could possibly be working on that in the background, but
with how hard they making it seem it is, it's
yeah, I just don't think they're going to.
Yeah. And one thing they didn't say, which I'm hoping they need to like put like trophy lists for games, like for PS1, PS2 games. I would love them to add trophy lists to those.
That could be quite a lot of work for them to do.
It's not that hard. For certain things.
Every single game,
hey,
though?
Listen to me. No. They don't do every game.
Okay.
They could cherry pick, or even, like, would be amazing. Hey, vote on what game you'd like
for us
trophies out of, and then give, like, a list of 5 games.
That'd be cool.
And you could pick the games, and my Lunar Silver Star story could win, because it's amazing. One of the best RPGs ever. If you haven't watched our top 10 games, it's on that list, and that's top 10 games of all time, so a PS1 game on there? Come on now.
Dang.
Yes. But other than that, that's really all I can think about it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's cool, but it's.
I hope that they work on it.
Yeah,
I hope it's interested. I'm glad that they're moving in this direction.
Yeah,
I think they maybe have made a misstep with the 3-tier system.
With the 3-tier system, yes. I don't think it's that big of a mistake with the not day one, because I could
not a mistake, a misstep. I think it's too much money.
Yeah, you can knock $5 off of it. Yeah,
I don't know about 5, a couple maybe.
I meant 5 a month.
Oh yeah.
Make it maybe like 100 a year.
Mm-hmm. That I think I'd be more okay with.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we'll see as it progresses. I did want to bring up, because I know that you played one of these games, the new free games coming out for April for PlayStation Plus. Since we're talking about PlayStation Plus right now, the first one is Hood Outlaws and Legends.
I heard bad things about that.
So have I,
like,
but it's
really
going to be free.
Things.
So I'll
I heard
check it
that you couldn't pay people to play that, but we'll.
Well, it's free, so we'll see. I'll check it out.
Yeah, I'll definitely at least see it. Like, it's free to download. So
yeah,
like we were talking about,
pretty much any of the free
shot.
games that come out, I'll give a shot. I'll just kind of download it and see what's going on,
and then just be like,
Yeah, and most of the time they just get knocked down the list. The other one is SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Oh god.
Which is, yeah.
It's
it's SpongeBob.
Is that one multiplayer? I forget.
I don't think that one's multiplayer, but I think it's one of the newer SpongeBob game that came out, platformer kind of thing.
It's free.
It's free, right? But the other one is Slay the Spire.
I did enjoy Slay the Spire. I played that when I had a little time when I was actually testing out PlayStation Now, because I just wanted to see the offering and how it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay, but I did enjoy Slay the Spire.
Yeah. So
I'm not usually a fan of like card games / like
that one
the
had a
battles card
unique
games.
Like take
Yeah,
on
no,
it.
I did enjoy it. It's hard. I didn't beat it.
It's a card roguelike, which is interesting.
Yeah.
How that works,
And
because it makes sense when you think about it.
Yeah,
how a roguelike works.
Yeah. You got to get lucky on that though. You can get screwed. That's a hard luck-based game.
Mm-hmm. I've seen you play it.
I put a lot of time into it too.
Yeah,
so
it's a solid game. So I'm pretty.
I'm gonna have to rush to see who can.
Pretty
beat it
okay
first.
with that. It sounds like a good time, because I do like what I saw you playing.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a download and play. Out of all 3 of those, it's not the best month, if I'm gonna be honest.
It's definitely not the best month. We've had some better things, but this is.
Yeah, but
right.
Slay the Spire is pretty good.
Slay the Spire is pretty good. Some people are gonna eat up SpongeBob.
Yeah. I know certain people will eat up SpongeBob. Maybe bring them back to their system that they haven't played in forever.
SpongeBob is life.
Yes.
Just saying.
My stuff isn't gonna crochet itself.
Fair enough. She's working over here.
I'm sorry. To distract you.
And Hood, Outlaws, and Legends.
Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing.
It's on there.
It's a game.
It's
you know
a
what?
game.
Now that's rude. I should give it a shot and before I shit on it.
Yeah, which is why
I'm not allowed. People shouldn't be allowed to just shit on things without playing it.
I will
I
try
do yell
it.
at people for that. I will play it.
it looked interesting.
Like the concept was good.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they fixed it since then.
We'll see.
Like No Man's Sky, but we'll have to see.
I just thought since we were talking about PlayStation Plus, I might as well bring up the April free
'cause
games.
That's one thing that Sony has had over Xbox. PlayStation Plus free games have been infinitely better than the Xbox Gold membership games.
Mm-hmm.
Like infinitely better. But anything else on the docket we got to talk about?
I think that's all I got
Now,
for today.
This is a little shorter episode than we normally do, but we also just threw up 3 extra episodes. You can go look at them. They're all special episodes. We've been watching some stuff today.
Yeah, we had a lot to watch today.
We watched Halo.
Mm-hmm.
We watched Moon Knight.
Mm-hmm.
We watched
Morbius,
which I can't say the name of, so I'm just going to let you do it from now on.
Yeah. So we got a couple
Highs,
of things.
lows, all over the place on some of them. Go check those out.
They'll be up pretty much around the same time.
They'll be up before this.
Yeah, so
They're
go check
quick
them out.
in these, yeah.
Again, we're gonna have some timestamps.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the timestamps from now on. Like I said, you've been seeing them. You better have been seeing them.
Links will be in the description as well. We got
we're gonna have
YouTube.
Facebook, YouTube. We're gonna have our Let's Play for Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
all that will be down in the description.
And as always, talk to us, message us,
Let us know.
let us know what you want.
We're still looking for a new best friend on Twitter.
We need the best.
Now, I'll say that
Twitter, email, Facebook. I don't care.
there was somebody that tweeted at us.
Doesn't count as family.
Doesn't count as family.
That being said, you're beautiful. Also,
You
you know
are
who
beautiful.
you are.
Yes.
You know who you are.
You are a best friend.
You're so best. You're a family friend.
That's right.
Family member.
But family friend.
member friend.
But that's it for us today.
Yeah,
I ain't got anything else.
Now, one thing I will say,
Okay,
I'm not
maybe
sure if it'll
something
be
else.
next episode,
Mhm.
but definitely I did enjoy the top 10 list,
Yeah.
which went on for a long time. Some people didn't enjoy it. It was a little long, and we started a little late.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking a top 10 movies and a top 10 TV shows.
Whoa. Both in one?
Maybe.
Okay.
Or, we'll
You're
do
gonna
one
have
in
to do
one.
separates.
No, because we can be quick. We did 2
You-
top 10s. We did top 10
He
indie
just
games
lied.
and...
You cannot be quick.
No, we just...
That is not in either of your.
If we did it earlier, it wouldn't have been as bad. We just waited too long.
We started at, what, like
8
6?
o'clock, 6,
Oh,
7.
8?
We
God.
started late, and it went on for like 2 hours.
So we'll see how it pans out. If we get if we get an hour in after the first top 10, we might have to think about it.
yeah, but that will be coming up. If there's any other top 10s, or if you want to have any questions about us,
Yeah.
anything you want to know, let us know.
Any
You
suggestions?
could always whip up a new episode.
If you want to
anytime.
yell at us, I guess.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
If you want to have a whole episode talking about how good No Man's Sky is, just let us know.
Yeah.
We can go on.
We can do that.
We could have a let's
Actually,
play.
I probably can
we,
do that.
we could have a let's play with everyone in the room at the time.
Mm-hmm.
All
playing No
it's
Man's
good.
Sky.
Yeah, it could be great.
Yeah.
So, but until I think that's good for now.
It's been lovely.
I want to escape as quickly as possible so I don't get hit. So I think we will leave it there for now.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Let's get out of here.
All right.
Skedaddle.
We'll talk to you all later.
See ya.
Bye.